We're headed towards Duncan, and we got The Art of Shredding from Pantera on the radio. Can't start a Monday any better. Well, here we go again. Another day in the shop. It's chilly. Got the Making It Work sweatshirt on. That's how you know it's chilly. 60 degrees. It's not crazy cold, but what's kind of weird is it's supposed to get cooler throughout the day rather than warmer. Normally if it starts off at 60 we'll be at 80, but starts off at 60 we'll be at 57. That's all right. We did get some progress on the project truck yesterday, quite a bit. Look for that video. Trying to get out some content for you guys, keep things moving, keep it interesting. It's hard to do. I'm way too busy. I need to hire a helper. You know anybody who work for free? Editing videos and stuff. I mean, the problem is I have such a great style of editing, I wouldn't want to mess with that. That was sarcasm. What can we talk about this morning, since I feel like flapping? Body work is hard. It really sucks. But you don't think about the actual physical work you're doing while you do it. You think about the end result and how you're going to make something look a lot nicer. And it makes it worthwhile. It's about the end goal, like anything, like any hard work. Anything that takes a little bit of perseverance and stubbornness to get to the end goal, it's going to take some effort. Anything worthwhile is not easy. Okay, that's today's life lesson. Starting off, look at this. We're cleaning up this back area a little bit with the project truck. We got started on it, so we're underway. A few more days we'll have that nailed. We might even get this can emptied. We're going to see what we can do. I don't know what we're going to do today. I got the Highlander still. It wasn't picked up. Doesn't do anything. It brought in saying it stalls and had some weird codes, but never got it to do anything or misbehave. Cleared the codes, none of them come back. Got a new battery in it. You might have seen that in last week's video. So I'm not sure if we'll mess with that. The valve cover leaking on the Ferrari. They got to get another gasket set. You can't buy them individual. I think we got a transfer case for that Jeep, but the one they got looks way worse than the one that's in the vehicle now. We'll see what happens. We will do what we can to make it work. That's all I can tell you right now. To learn things, have fun, get people back on the road, keep the lights on, and stay warm. That's our goal. I put a little guide coat on the body filler before I even sanded it. You can see how rough it is. I just sprayed some guide coat to get an idea of where my low spots are going to be when I do sand it. But that's for a separate video, I guess, right? Man, why is my nose so itchy this morning? What's up with that? You guys get itchy nose syndrome? Let's finish getting this place open up and do what we can to make it a productive day and get some things done. See if we can have a little fun and learn something, right? That's what we like to do around here. If that's what you want to see, I'm gonna hop in there and get it started. Stay tuned. Alright, listen. Let's start this week off on fire. Don't matter if I break this one, because they cut it anyway. It's for that Jeep right behind me. Transfer case. I definitely wanted to flip it over and look. It doesn't look like they damaged anything, so that's cool. This kind of protects it when they had it upside down, I guess. Hopefully it works. We're gonna find out, that's for sure. First we'll try a fresh battery. Then we'll see about the air if it doesn't work. That's a 6.0. It makes this thing like 17,000 foot-pounds or something. Won't need no stinking air. Why it does that? Up in kind of a funky mood this morning. I don't know what's going on, but something in the mojo doesn't feel very mojo-y today. Hopefully it's just something that'll pass like gas. Look at those bushings. That's crazy. This is the one the wheel moves like an inch. And it goes bang, 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 bang. But we're not doing that. I just want to get the light off the dash. I would do the arms myself and leave the transfer case light on, but that's just me. Sway bar links too. I mean, that's literally a safety thing, because you hit the brakes, the front suspensions move in. I mean, but like a lot of things, it's not up to this guy. Use a tapered punch. See if I can save some of these. The nut kind of locks in this channel on both sides. Just keep from totally destroying it. It's gonna get tore up a little anyway, but I'll be able to reuse it. Because I don't think we get nuts or seals or anything. Gotta do as cheap as possible. What could go wrong? Why so loud first thing in the morning? Got the magic S hooks ready. I'm gonna take this caliper off of here, so that, and I got the hose popped out of the bracket and the wire popped out. You got to lower the arm on this one. You're not going to get that strut apart easily to get the axles out. So I'm thinking just having more stuff out of the way, I can fish the axle out where the caliper normally would be and things like that, because it holds the transfer case in place. This is Torx. To be more precise, it's E20, and I only have a chrome socket for that, so I'm going to use a hand tool to break it loose. Goodness gracious, man. Well, it's another one of those many applications where you don't want stuff to fall off, you know what I'm saying? Don't kid yourself, the 3/8 didn't do that, I did. So. Should be able to leave the rotor on, but if I have to, it's just a little Allen. Well, good morning. The exhaust traps the transfer case. The subframe might trap the transfer case, which dismounts the rack and pinion, among other things. It's the whole end. I wonder if you have to take a whole engine cradle down on this thing. That's why it's 5 or 6 hours. Oh, it's gonna be fun. I didn't think it was gonna be quite so hard, but nothing's easy anymore, even worn out old Jeeps. I'm gonna definitely have to do some studying on this. I thought I was gonna take that splash shield down and figure it out real quick. I'm not that smart. According to my instructions, I don't have to take this down, but I do have to take the rear catalytic converter loose and kind of move it out of the way, so this will have enough room to fit off the transmission. Got to take the drive shaft out. It says to completely remove it, all this stuff. It also says not to reuse those bolts. Sometimes, in my experience, you can get this to pop off and leave it attached if there's enough room here, and you don't have to take it completely out. That might save us time if it can be done. You do have to take this pipe out to get room in here and loosen these bolts, which all might break. I hope they don't, but you know. Exhaust hanger, bolt, some bolts here we'll be able to get to once this is out of the way. I think I got to unplug O2s from the top. I expect that to be tighter. Got my little parts tray down here because there's no place. I don't want to put all these bolts on the lift. Have them rolling around on me, falling on the ground. use a power tool, but it just feels like there's not a lot of room. I'll just keep going where I'm going. Got more of those, and something will be out of our way at least. Gear wrench for the win. These nuts, there's nothing left of my nuts. They're all basically gone. I'll show you right here. Yep. Well, this bottom one, no such luck. We're gonna do what we can to make it come on. This is designed to grab strip nuts and stuff, but it has to have some kind of a flat. It's completely round now, so we'll keep after it. Something happened, other than pinching my finger. Something good, I mean. Let's try this again. It's definitely turning. Winner, winner, I got my nuts off dinner. They put bosses on the arms, so I can't use the ball joint press I'd like to use to separate this. I'm hoping we don't damage the threads. I probably should put a nut on there. We'll see if it'll come out easy or not. Go much tighter, I'm going to put a nut on it. Yeah. Already moshed the thread a tiny bit. Alright. Get my thread chaser out. What I did was I ground the first thread off with my little cut-off wheel, and I can get this on there now. So we salvaged the ball joint, which changing a ball joint on this if I had to, yeah, that's about as much fun as putting a transfer case in. This is 5 hours labor, by the way, this job. Honestly, don't even really feel like filming or working, to tell you the truth right now. Just feel like just going home. You ask him about it, and he smirks at you. It doesn't help that I was in a funk already coming in. try to keep rowing. Don't do anything rash. Probably still buggered the threads I gave with a nut on it. Hope I didn't just tighten it back on. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I did a little bit. Come on, man, that quarter of a turn that the bolt touched. 2 hours into a 5-hour job. This is going to take all day, I'm guessing. That's fine. You know what? I'm just going to intentionally mess up the threads and make it worse. That's not how we should do it. Let's do this. I can't believe I overspun the nut on and seated it back on that easy, but it doesn't feel like it's going to pop right back off, so we'll go through the process again. What's funny too is another thing about how the labor guys messed up, but these arms pay 4 hours labor to transfer cases 5 with the diag included, I guess. But in any event, the ball joint and these 2 bolts and the arms out takes, I could probably do both arms in 45 minutes. But I don't understand, but I'm tired of complaining about it, really, to tell you the truth. I had to take the driver's side apart because now that I'm looking at it closer, the transfer case splines into the transaxle, and that axle is on the other side of the transaxle, which isn't coming out, hopefully. I also don't see a place to put in fluid or check fluid or any of that. It must get fed from the transmission, maybe. I'm gonna find out. Like 90% of the way off, but we might have to drop it completely out. Close. Feels like there's a 1/4 inch to go. I'm wondering if maybe I'll be able to take the transfer case loose and kind of pop it off. And when I put it back in, I'm going to pop it on the splines before I put it in the transmission. We'll see. Going tricky. Four bolts on this little back bracket and 3 bolts hold it to the engine. So if I take them 4 bolts out of the transfer case and the 3 bolts out of the engine, I think they want you to drop the catalytic converter for that, but I don't know. With that out of the way, you can get to some of these top bolts easier, I hope. I'm going to try to do it without loosening more exhaust bolts, and let's see. I got a lot of tricks I'm trying here, but it's 10:15 and I'm making it work time clock. So I'm halfway in. We're not out yet, but going back together would be easier once I sort some of these, figure out what tricks work, what tricks don't. Broke them loose by hand and spun them out with 1/4 inch. Boy, it's gonna be close. I got decent room here. It just depends on how far it goes. Oh, you know what? I got a subject to inspect. See how far it goes in there. Not far at all. You might not have to mess with that rear cat like they tell you to. The propeller shaft is the only real concern. That's why I couldn't get the heat shield down. There's one more bolt up there. I think the shoulder is too big in the socket. Let's set up some quarter drive. Try the same thing with quarter drive. Not sure how it'll go back in yet, but that's a topic for another video. Well, that's for later. That's why they want you to loosen the cat so you can get the shield out a little bit. You want to see? 1, 2. Yeah. Can't see anything in there, so just keep taking bolts out. I think the last one I'll get through the wheel. So the transfer case moved, that's a good sign. Through the bag. I didn't suspect the transmission has a sleeve sticking way out of it. So that you can't sneak it out. So they put that in there just for that reason, I guess. I don't know. So I am going to have to loosen the converter. Alright, figure out how we do that, because I don't think it's going to fit out otherwise. I see some bolts, something's happening, and you can't get to it from here, maybe from up top. Oh yeah, I see them now. Nope, there's air conditioning lines and heater hose lines above it. 1035, okay. There's an electrical connector up there too I gotta do. You can't quite get your hand in there though. What I always say about a 1/4 inch, that's I just need a 1/4 inch more and it fits. So, alright. Optimism is a good thing. Don't ever lose your optimism. Gotta take this propeller shaft out and then I'll move the cat if I have to. I'm wondering, because I have the cat in the way and the shaft on it, that's why I can't sneak it out, but I might have to do both, we'll see. The problem is that shaft was way longer than I guesstimated, so it was still in there almost an inch, even though I had it pop loose. But much as I don't like to leave you hanging, I don't have a choice. I got my pole jack just in case it fell out, but no such luck. It's the exhaust hanger. The bracket for the exhaust hanger is the holdup. The heat shield also doesn't fit out, so I'm going to have to kind of lay that in too. Loosening the cat will probably enable that to come out, but I'm not sure. That's what I'm working down there by that O2 sensor. The 2 bolts kind of face up at about that angle. There's also a cool bracket on the head that holds the cat up too. Well, now the cat will move. Still no guarantees in life. Help a little. I gotta get that electrical connector too. That's what really concerns me, because I gotta turn it enough to get my hand on the connector and get it unplugged while I'm holding the weight up. That's how they want you to do it. Can't quite squeeze it. I can grab that for me. I cannot get that plug to squeeze, and I also need about another 1/8 of an inch. Let's see. The cat really needs to be out of the way. I'm going to unbolt this flange, see if that gives me enough room. Got half an hour into 2 easy ones. I haven't got to the hard one yet. But one more to go. We'll see if it makes a difference. Getting this one up here, that'll prove to be the interesting one. Can't quite get it on that last nut all the way. I got it on 75%. Gear wrench, quarter wing. Can't even see it, can you? It's the last of my little rusty nuts. All that gained me is about that much, which I got to support it with something. Taking this flange off, spending 45 minutes on that, got me an 1/8 of an inch, so it's an 1/8 of an inch further out, but we still got to go further. So I don't know. I looked up the procedure to take the cat out, and it says remove transfer case. So that's cool. We better send an ambulance. Someone's going to need one in a minute. Free the hose. I don't know if it mentions it. How can it fit that far out and not come out the last angle? I you did want to try changing just the module, look at the cool new socket you need. Pretty sweet, huh? It's in. A little prying, a little bit of the pole jack action. We got it. You basically got to take the engine out to do this, really. Got to get some gear oil in it. It says GLS B7, and they said up front it translates to 7590. I thought it was something different, but I do as I'm told. Putting that in, then I can put the heat shield up because it covers the fill plug. There is no drain plug, but the salvage place drained it out. Need to get the shield back on here. Kinda get the exhaust hung up in here. I need two hands. But I gotta get hung back in that little metal bracket. The bottom just wedges in there. And then when you tighten the top bolts, it's tight, allegedly. I'm gonna do that. Then we'll bolt the shield up a little better. And go back together. It's easy, man. I'll knock this thing out. It's a quarter after 2, no big deal. A lot of noise. Grab your earmuffs. Now, one thing I can tell you, with the other transfer case, this freewheeled, and I could easily spin it around to get to all the bolts, but now I can't because the car is in park and the transfer case is in gear, I guess, or in four-wheel drive. Hard to say. Get them bolts back in there. You gotta tighten that brace bracket that holds the cat so all the weight's not on the flange. So I use a 13 short and a 6-inch extension. Fits perfect. Don't trust your eyes trying to put this bracket in. I'm like, the holes don't line up. And I said, let me grab a bolt and try it. Well, even though Jeeps have tons of problems, at least they made them easy to work on. That's the good news. I probably wasted about 45 minutes trying to do shortcuts. I couldn't. But most of the time was frozen exhaust bolts from rust. Because it's 7 years old, 8 years old, but straight book time. I don't have to film every bolt going back in. You saw it coming out, right? I just found it interesting on this part, but you can't fit a power tool in there. I might could now because I've got them almost completely tight. So the last turn and a half it'll spin in with a power tool probably. Maybe. There's plenty of room. What are you talking about? You guys even see him where I have the camera? I hope you can. I'm going to feel sad when I'm editing again. One of the things I noticed too, It's kind of like a PTSD thing, I'm thinking, but when I'm editing the videos and reliving the stresses of particular repairs, sometimes it's tough. I'll turn the computer off, go do something else out in the yard or whatever for an hour, come back and finish editing. Excellent. Giuseppe doing some emergency parking lot repairs again. He's putting coolant in it. Anyway, squirrel. They don't give you a lot of room to get your nuts all over this thing. So you gotta use a chromie or something, I guess, and be really slick. Oh. See you later. Are we having fun yet? Me personally, I'm having a blast. 3:15. So, it's because I'm a slow mechanic. Everybody knows that. Uh-oh. This isn't, I just had this laid in there. It's not even attached to nothing. Now keep in mind, if you're doing this for yourself, you're supposed to change the gaskets and some of the hardware and all that kind of stuff, so it's a good idea to have it on hand. I got one more nut to tighten. Next pipe. I couldn't get the bolt in there. I'm like, what's going on? It was packed with dirt. So that'll stop a bolt. The bolts are tight, bolts are tight. I didn't take that one off. It was already missing. Now I'm going to get one for it. It spins on top. The optimism is never ending with this guy. Been getting kicked in the stuff all day. Still optimistic. Came out and no goes back. A little bit tight. Now, some wheels. See if the full load. Oh, I got to do brake those. Don't forget that. See if the four-wheel drive lights out after we throw them wheels on. These are the vehicles that they come out with a new thread size for the studs, bolts, whatever you want to call the wheel bolts. You have that European kit, so it makes it easy to get them on and off. And but none of the threads are the same. So they changed it because why not? Hardware manufacturer, I'm guessing, is like, you know, we're going to need to go to a slightly finer pitch on the threads on these. I took them off there about 250 roughly. No four-wheel drive light. All we gotta do now, go over the fluids a little bit under the hood. One more once over. Take her for a drive. Fixed one today, and it's only almost 4 o'clock. Well, yeah, quarter to 4 according to the Making It Work timepiece. I'm just glad I fixed it, because boy, I didn't want to do that one again. Although, like a lot of things, now that I see how everything works, the first time you're gonna generally get your butt whooped. It took 7 hours and pays 5. Next time I'll be able to do it probably in what it pays. I won't try all the silly shortcuts that didn't work at all. What we have here is a cream puff. 2017, I think. 2016 Chevrolet Colorado. It's been through some stuff, like a lot of cars lately. Look at the mileage on this poor thing. 244 and the lucky 13. It's got no power brakes, got oil leaks, and he wants to make it like a brand new car. He said price is no object, I want Jimmy on it, whatever it takes. He didn't really say any of that, but I'm gonna be positive. Let's keep the positivity flowing. Even when you feel like you got beat up, put a smile on your face. Go ready for the next round. Oh boy, I spotted his oil leaks. I'll tell you what, that's the vacuum pump back there. That vacuum pumps the brake booster that gives you power brakes. So, and someone's been working on it. It recently just had that screw off. I mean, like, it hasn't rusted on the little silver edges yet. So, looks like this was off. Okay. And the hoses are all soft and squishy back there. You see them? See the clamps kind of sunk into the rubber? That's not a good look. 244,000 miles, man. My goodness gracious. I still haven't heard back from Top Down. I guess I could plug it in, turn it on, and see what happens. But I would expect an email back saying, okay, you're all set or something. But it's been like almost a month now, like 3 weeks or something like that. No, that's right. I told him I would send him the picture of the serial number when I got back from the cruise. So it's been 2 weeks. Anyway, we're going to hook this K8 from King Bowling up. And we're going to see, this has a pressure sensor or vacuum sensor on the booster. See if the vacuum pump's making any vacuum. It's going to need a vacuum pump. Hopefully it hasn't damaged the camshaft or anything like that. We won't know till we take it apart. So first I just want to at least see if it's making vacuum. It could have a bad brake booster. It's a lot less common, but it is possible. So someone's got some replacement plastic tees in the coolant hoses. Alright. You might even have a brake pressure code for the vacuum booster. Oh, I see one. EBCM. Haha. Brake booster large vacuum leak detected. Lost comm with the HVAC. That's probably something else. No real concern. It won't cause a weird brake pedal, but that one certainly will. Now, some of these, the plastic fitting that goes in the booster is a little bit of a bear to get out of there. You can disconnect the line from the vacuum pump easier to use some kind of quick connect normally. You could pull it off with the engine running, stick your thumb on it, see if you got vacuum. If you don't, then you know that code lied to you, and the lack of vacuum it interprets as a leak. We got the same vacuum, engine on or engine off. Same voltage on the sensor, engine on, engine off. Brake pedal sensor works. Let's see if we can get that hose off of there. See if we got a vacuum. Nothing. It's actually easier to get it out of the booster than it is to get it off the pump, so. But either way, I got no vacuum. I'm gonna have to do a search and destroy, see if there's cam damage too, or if it's just the pump. Wow, look how dark it is, huh? I've been working on a project truck a little bit after work today. So, that's where we're bringing this video to a close, obviously. We'll see. The Colorado, he wants to tear it down and take a look at the cam and make sure that's okay. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Torque that like button before you head out. Hope I see you in another video. You're awesome.